Notes on my floor, plans that I drew, every red line pulling me from you. I chased every road till the roads ran out. Now it's cracked dry ground and a quiet doubt. But in the still, I hear you call my name through the static of my shame. You're my true north when the compass bends, when the night pulls hard and the dark creeps in. You cut through the noise with love that won't move. Jesus, you're the center. Every road comes back to you.
And we're live. Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to True North Christian Media. My name is Matt,
I'm Kyle.
I'm Vince.
and it is Tuesday, June 23rd. We are glad that you're here with us. And how's everybody's Tuesday?
Do you have to remind yourself, or are you just
It helps me, but it also, like, if people go back to rewatch these, I thought about this, and it would be great for us to list the dates so they know how old the video is and when it was recorded.
I just figured that you say it before we can
Well,
mess you
I've told
up.
myself it's Tuesday at least 20 times today.
Oh, so there's still hope for us because apparently you can't remember. So
Man, yeah. Something kind of cool. I was looking at tonight's title or devotional title, and something kind of cool happened today at work. So we had a lady that passed away at our work. She was an older lady, very kind, gentle-hearted lady. Had a servant's heart. She was an amazing woman. She passed away, and today I had to drive down to Durant for a meeting with, like, it would be considered our squadron, Kyle, like, as far as, like, structure goes. So, the people within the squadron, different functions, same squadron. Anyway, so I go down there for a meeting. It's like a 2-hour meeting, but they opened it with this lady who, she's not like our direct boss, like our boss, like the high boss. But she takes priority over that boss because of who she is. She's in charge of membership. So she takes care of all the tribal members. Anytime they try to apply for something, if they're having difficulties, she's the one that takes the call, communicates it to us. So when she calls people, that phone call gets answered 100% of the time by everybody. It doesn't matter what level you are. If she calls you, you answer. So she's very influential. She's higher up on her side of the house. She's not IT. But she came in, and bro, my new role model, she came in and preached the gospel this morning to a bunch of IT folks, and they were all just like staring at her. And I'm just sitting there listening to her, man. I'm like, preach it, lady. Just freaking get it, And I mean, she was like, let me tell you about my Jesus. And she came in and she just went after it. And she was like, I have eternal life and I have hope for eternal life. And I know that when I die, who I will see. And she goes, it gives me hope because I know what Doris got to see. And that was the lady's name that passed away. Anyway, bro, it was, I was not ready. I did not think anything like that at work would ever happen. Now, our mission, or our, like, our goal, or not mission goals, but our mantra, as you will, is faith, family, culture. Those are the things that are like our the things of our, or the qualities of our company. That's what we base everything on. And man, she came in guns blazing this morning. It was so cool. Or not this morning, this afternoon. And I was super impressed. Like, just sweet old lady, but man, could she bring it. I was like,
Spitfire inside of her.
I mean, it wasn't like a harsh thing. It wasn't like Spitfire. It was more just like, she spoke with conviction, and she spoke with like absolute certainty. she spoke with confidence, like a bold,
Mm,
bold confidence that you hear preachers preach from.
mhm.
But I mean, she came in and just was like, "You may not believe me, and you may not, what she say? You may not believe what I believe, but I'm going to tell you about my Jesus," is what she said. And I was like, "Oh," I was like, "Yeah, get it, lady, get it." I'm over there
And
bobbing
this
my
about
head.
either really good or really bad.
Oh man. Well, nobody's gonna tell her any different. There's not one person in that whole room that would have said a word to her. And at the end, she was like, "If you don't know him, you come find me and we're gonna talk." I mean, she had a call, like an action call to come talk to her about finding like to know more about Jesus. And like I mean, it was like a full blown revival sermon in there for like 30 minutes. And I was like, golly, this is awesome. I couldn't believe it. But, because I saw this, it said God is present in dark times. And, there was a lot like this lady that passed, she was a huge impact, left quite a legacy at our work. And I didn't know her that well. I just knew of her. I worked with her a couple of times, but a lot of people really liked her. And you can kind of feel the mood, like people were sad, kind of somber, because it just happened like a couple of days ago. And
Mm.
yeah, so when I saw it tonight, I was like, man, yeah, yes, he is, and he sends these little ladies in, and boy, just freaking wild up the whole crowd. It was wild. It was super cool. But that makes me grateful for the job that I have, because when you come to work and you can get preached at by an old lady, like you're in a good place. You know what I mean? And for nobody in there to stand up and protest what she's saying or anything like that.
Mhm.
Like it was just she grabbed that room and like she had everybody's attention. And I'm just sitting there like in awe, like just straight in awe. It was amazing. Really cool thing. And yeah, that's how Tuesday went at work. We talk about, I've talked about my work several times and some of the things that are happening with people and making an impact in other people's lives and, um, you know, trying to do what God's called me to do at my workplace. And then today, man, I just saw a bold confidence I hadn't seen in a long time. And it was inspiring, very inspiring.
Good.
Yeah,
Good.
it was cool.
You know what my Tuesday was like? You know that meme of Kermit the Frog staring out the window in different places while it rains outside? Yeah, that was my Tuesday, basically. I got done with work kind of early, but I had to stick around in town to get the kids from ranch camp, and it was actually raining outside, so I'm just trying to pass the time. I didn't bring a book. I didn't feel like scrolling. Ended up going to T-Mobile and getting a new SIM card because that's a thing that had to happen apparently.
That's a thing still?
Mm-hmm.
So
Some.
our local regional carrier, US Cellular, recently sold to T-Mobile, and they're going
Ah.
through the transition. And I got an email like, "Hey, you may have been affected by something, and your SIM card might not work. You might need to come get a new SIM card." And so I went in there and had them check, and like, "Yeah, both of your lines need a new SIM card." So went and did that.
No.
So I basically, I don't know. I had a very rainy day.
You know that meme of like the dog sitting in like the room that's on fire and just everything's all right. Everything's fine. Thanks to all the conversations that I've had with you, Matt, and professional Zach.
Mhm.
That was my day. Just,
Well, good.
everything's fine.
Good. So I sent you a picture in text. Look, this is what also included in my Tuesday. That's what our kitchen looks like as of right now.
Yeah, it took me a second to like
Oh my
visualize this photo.
gosh.
Yeah.
I thought I was looking at a brisket at first.
I thought I was looking at a sliced bread.
Nope. That is under our house
Hey, you know
through
what?
our
Progress
kitchen.
is progress.
I sent it.
Progress is
I was
progress.
talking to Chad King a little bit ago because he's gonna help me reconcrete it when they're done, and he was like, he goes, "All I see is an indoor fire pit," and I was like, he goes,
Just fill it with like
he
the
said,
glass rocks.
he
Heck
said,
yeah.
who needs a kitchen sink when you can just burn your trash? I was like,
Dude,
touche,
if you put
Chad.
like a hood fume in front, like just over top of that, that'd be legit.
and and then it turned into, I was like, well, if we're going down that rabbit hole, why do we don't even need toilets? You know what I mean? Like, just we're gonna set it ablaze anyway. Let's treat it like Afghanistan 09. You know what I mean?
Oh,
You're so rich that you don't have drains in your house. You just burn the water as it comes out of the drain.
Yeah, man. That's so yeah.
Rather than
I mean,
install
why?
drains, just
I woke
fire.
up
Why?
and
Why,
everything was
why
okay
even?
today, and then I got home and not everything was okay.
I mean, why even go outside to roast s'mores? Just do it right in your kitchen.
Yeah, right on top of my septic line. Yeah. Anyway, that's that was also part of my Tuesday. It was
Listen,
Sounds like fun.
I fully agree with Chad's plan.
Yeah.
Just fill it with the glass rocks and just light it ablaze. Just the eternal pit of fire.
like I just it's just mind blowing to see all that dirt. Like, I have half the mind to go in there and be like, "Hey, Addie, I need you to vacuum this up."
You should, instead of a sink, you should just put a hot tub right there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, it's very similar in dimensions to a coffin. Like,
You don't
that
have
was
anyone
pointed
on your
out to
short
me.
list.
No, they've all been dealt with. Not
Be
by
at least
me. I
50 years
just
before somebody-
like, hey, man. I can tell y'all a story when we get off of here about somebody that they got dealt with. Like, it was pretty wild. Yeah. Well, I won't share that here.
Fair enough.
Alrighty.
You'll understand why.
Well, I hope that from this point on, everything just goes smoothly for you, bud.
Well, the mortgage company might be buried here soon. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh, goodness gracious.
This might be a mass casualty site. I might just leave that
Oh,
hole and
goodness
be like, "Hey, can
gracious.
y'all make that just a little bit wider? I got 3 or 4 more I need to add."
Oh my gosh. We're doing it live, as professional as I would say.
How big of a hole do you like Google? Like, how big of a hole to fit
Yeah,
an
just-
entire LLC?
I am not Googling that.
It's on the internet now. It's forever.
It might be forever, but it ain't gonna be in my search results.
First comment, this is from Teeny. Can you tell Matt I love his daily devotional? He is doing an amazing job.
Oh, appreciate it, brother.
I don't that's specifically to you and just, whatever. Vince and I are just background noise. It's whatever. It's
Well, you don't give away your calling, right? No, I appreciate it, brother. I think it's not just this. It's the walk and talks. It's the the daily scripture. Like it's everything, man.
I know. It's just a little jab. I know what he meant.
Take your little jab. It tickled. Good job.
Thank you. Positive reinforcement.
Yep.
Take
It's
what I
our-
can at this point.
It's all right. I'm about to. I get to get choked out in the morning, so you will get your revenge.
Oh
So,
yeah,
Today
you
we
weren't
did-
on the other day. I told Matt the other day after you got off, like, have fun with jujitsu. I hope it breaks you in a beautiful way, and you're over here like, "I goes well for you." I kind of just want to be like, man, I hope this kitchen thing breaks you in a beautiful way. Like,
I would absolutely. I don't think I would be able to make it through a devotional if your camera just randomly turned on and you're just in a neck.
Well, it's funny. So we did a leg workout today, and I haven't worked out my legs ever, like ever. And I get, I get home, and there was like a huge part of me that had to really focus on keeping myself upright. And
Mm-hmm.
and then I thought about it. I'm like, what's tomorrow gonna look like in the morning? Like, I'm not gonna be able to. I'm not gonna be able to cross my legs around anything.
you're gonna be
You're gonna think that you can stand, and then before you know it, you're gonna be
I
laying back
mean,
down again.
luckily, most of everything is on the ground. So, like, once I'm down there,
Matt.
maybe I don't have to get back up. I don't know.
Matt, would you like some advice?
No.
Okay.
Go ahead with it, though.
I was just gonna advise take a walk this evening. Like go for a walk. It's gonna help tomorrow, even if you're not gonna feel like it. It's still gonna feel ungood.
Ungood.
He's speaking my
But
language.
it's gonna
Just disregard him.
it's
He's trying
it's
to.
gonna be it's gonna be better if you work out a little bit of that extra lactic acid that's building up right now.
Mhm.
It's gonna feel better tomorrow morning than it will if you don't.
Dude, squats and stair steppers with 100 pounds on your shoulders
We-
and doing like an actual like,
we
leg
did-
workout, and then
We did
like
squats with weights. We did calf raises, and then we did. There's that machine that you put your legs under and you lift it up, and then there's another machine that's
Mhm.
exactly the same, except you put your legs on top and you push down.
Mhm.
And
Yep.
we did that. We started off on the treadmill, just kind of light walk, and then did
Leg
those 4.
extensions, leg curls.
We didn't do leg curls. Leg curls are on your stomach.
I mean, you're pushing down, right?
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
bringing it
Okay.
down.
Yeah. Same muscle group, same concept.
And
It's
then
just your
and then we did the four things, and then we walked a couple laps afterwards, and then stretched out. And it was good. Man, it just sore. Man,
Well,
forgot what it feels
you know
like to
that you-
actually do something. Oh,
you know you got a good workout when you go to the bathroom and you can't come back out.
Yeah. bro, there was twice today. I was like, oh, thank goodness this like toilet paper holder thing's there that I can like push my arm down on and get up. I was like, oh, this is terrible. Absolutely terrible.
When it hurts just to sit,
Yeah.
and so you just give up and let gravity
Well,
do the work.
What I found out is you don't actually sit, you just kind of fall. Like you kind of aim and fall.
Mhm.
You're like, all right, this looks about right. And trust fall.
I've been there many upon many times. I mean, it's a good feeling, but at the same time, it's like you're just crying inside.
Oh yeah. Yeah. But it was, I mean, it will get to the point to where it won't hurt. And I understand that. I've done this before. It's just been so many years since I've done this. Like I think the last time I legitimately worked out with weights was probably 2013.
Say what 2000? I was gonna say 2012, 2011.
Yeah, somewhere like 11 to 13 in that range. Because I know that last year that I was in, I was like, nah, I'm not doing none of this.
I know.
So it's been some years since I've touched any of this stuff. And that was part of my thing. I told Justin, I was like, man, I don't really know what I'm doing. Like, I need somebody to show me stuff. And I got shown. But it's really good. Hey,
Proud of you,
can
buddy.
y'all look at? Well, let me see which one. Haley's saying the mouths are off from video, and I want to make sure it's not just her. Can y'all look at the YouTube, like, put your mic on mute, watch it on your phone, and see if the mouths are off from, like, the video, if it's out of sync?
Okay, I mean, I'm watching it on the Facebook side. The
Well, look at it on YouTube, though.
I mean, if Facebook looks good. Facebook's lined up.
Okay.
YouTube's good.
YouTube's good. Haley, it's just you. Which actually makes me wonder, like, how many times it's in sync for me. Kaylani says, okay. Because, like, on Wednesdays while we're at the church, that's one of the things I monitor is Haley will message me and let me know if the mouths are off. But, like, I'm starting to think, like, how many times have I made it worse when it was actually just for her? And I made it worse for everybody because there wasn't really a problem.
I mean,
Because
you made it more enjoyable for her.
because what I do, like what audio off sync is basically you add milliseconds or you take away milliseconds to counteract that latency between your camera feed and your audio feed, because the audio feed cable is shorter than the camera feed, so you will get the
Right.
audio first and then you'll get camera. But we're talking minute when you have high speed cables, so I'm starting to wonder, like, I added 250 milliseconds to the last to the last time I was at the church to get it good for her. And I'm starting to think that we turned it into like a Japanese fighting show.
Hey, you made it perfect. You made it perfect for her. You made it more
Yeah.
enjoyable for her to watch. But
Oh, alrighty then.
All right.
you're 20 minutes
Yeah,
past there,
let's
bud.
go. Let's go. All right. Got a lot of reading to do.
Yeah, we do.
All right, tonight's devotional is titled God is Present in Dark Times. The path through suffering begins with trust, not understanding. Believe God is always working for your good. So I'm going to read that one more time. The path through suffering begins with trust, not understanding. Believe God is always working for your good. All right. We got quite a bit of reading tonight. We'll start off in Genesis 39. It's the whole chapter of 39. So, Vincent, whenever you're ready, I am ready, sir.
Here we go. Now Joseph had been brought down to Egypt, and Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh, the captain of the guard, an Egyptian, had bought him from the Ishmaelites who had brought him down there. The Lord was with Joseph, and he became a successful man, and he was in the house of his Egyptian master. His master saw that the Lord was with him, and that the Lord caused all that he did to succeed in his hands. So Joseph found favor in his sight and attended him. And he made him overseer of his house, and put him in charge of all that he had. From the time that he made him overseer in his house and over all that he had, the Lord blessed the Egyptian's house for Joseph's sake. The blessing of the Lord was on all that he had in house and field. So he left all that he had in Joseph's charge, and because of him he had no concern about anything but the food he ate. Now Joseph was handsome in form and appearance. And after a time his master's wife cast her eyes on Joseph and said, "Lie with me." But he refused and said to his master's wife, "Behold, because of me my master has no concern about anything in the house, and he has put everything that he has in my charge. He is not greater in this house than I am, nor has he kept back anything from me except you, because you are his wife. How then can I do this great wickedness and sin against God?" And as she spoke to Joseph day after day, he would not listen to her, to lie beside her, or to be with her. But one day, when he went into the house to do his work, and none of the men of the house were there in the house, she caught him by his garment, saying, "Lie with me." But he left his garment in her hand and fled and got out of the house. And as soon as she saw that he had left his garment in her hand and had fled out of the house, she called to the men of her household and said to them, "See, he has brought among us a Hebrew to laugh at us. He came into me to lie with me, and I cried out with a loud voice. And as soon as he heard that I lifted up my voice and cried out, he left his garment beside me and fled and got out of the house." Then she laid up his garment by her until his master came home, and she told him the same story, saying, "The Hebrew servant whom you have brought among us came into me to laugh at me." But as soon as I lifted up my voice and cried, he left his garment beside me and fled out of the house. As soon as his master heard the words that his wife spoke to him, This This is the way your servant treated me. His anger was kindled, and Joseph's master took him and put him into the prison, the place where the king's prisoners were confined, and he was there in prison. But the Lord was with Joseph and showed him steadfast love and gave him favor in the sight of the keeper of the prison. And the keeper of the prison put Joseph in charge of all the prisoners who were in the prison. Whatever was done there, he was the one who did it. The keeper of the prison paid no attention to anything that was in Joseph's charge, because the Lord was with him, and whatever he did, the Lord made it succeed.
Okay. Let's go to Hebrews 4:13, Kyle. Whenever you're ready, sir.
And no creature is hiding from his sight, but all are naked and exposed to the eyes of him to whom we must give account.
Okay. Psalm 139, 11 through 12 says, If I say, surely the darkness shall cover me, and the light about me be night, even the darkness is not dark to you. The night is bright as the day. For darkness is as light with you. Okay, goodness. Give me a second. Felt like I had an aneurysm. 11 through 12. I'm going to read it from the NLT. It says, I could ask the darkness to hide me and the light around me to become night, but even in darkness I cannot hide from you. To you the night shines as bright as the day. Darkness and light are the same to you. Okay. That makes a little bit more sense to me. All right. Genesis 45, 4 through 8. Vince, whenever you're ready.
Oh, hold on. I lost it. All right. Let me just go over here and scroll down. Sorry, everyone. I had this prepared beforehand, and it got away from me. Okay, Genesis 45, chapter 4 through 8. So Joseph said to his brothers, Come near to me, please. And they came near, and he said, I am your brother Joseph, whom you sold into Egypt. And now do not be distressed or angry with yourselves, because you sold me here, for God sent me before you to preserve life. For the famine has been in the land these 2 years, and there are yet 5 years in which there will be neither plowing nor harvest. And God sent me before you to preserve for you a remnant on earth, and to keep alive for you many survivors. So it was not you who sent me here, but God. He has made me a father to Pharaoh, and lord of all his house, and ruler over all the land of Egypt.
Okay. Kyle, Genesis 50:20, sir. Whenever you're ready.
Thus all the days of Jared were 962 years.
Hang on. Genesis 50:20, right?
Genesis chapter 50, verse
I'm
20.
in 5. My dearest apologies.
Like,
My dyslexia took over.
It pertains to the subject at hand.
My bad.
That's
All right.
good.
As for you, you meant evil against me, but God meant it for good, to bring it about that many people should be kept alive as they are today.
Okay, and then finishing up Isaiah 14:27. For the Lord of hosts has purposed. Wait, what? For the Lord of hosts has purposed, and who will annul it? His hand is stretched out, and who will turn it back? For the Lord of hosts has purposed. What does purposed mean in that context? Like, what does that mean?
I'm thinking the word a better proposed.
Let me see what the NLT says on that.
Purpose.
I'm just kind of curious.
That's what I was just looking up.
What number is it? 27.
It's a verb, advise, plan, decide.
Okay.
The Lord of Heaven's armies has spoken.
Yep.
Who can change his plans? When his hand is raised, who can stop him?
Okay, that makes a little bit more sense to me.
I would say for God has planned, and who would change it?
Okay. All right. So there's obviously quite a bit of reading in this. How they're going to tie this in together, I'm not sure. So we'll just get after it here and see what happens. It says, as Christians, we have a Heavenly Father who promises to be with us in our struggles and is completely reliable. He knows what will happen before we do. He knows what will happen before we do. Nothing is hidden from His sight. God sees in the darkness of troubled times as clearly as in the daylight. Through His Spirit, He offers us the comfort, strength, and wisdom to persevere. The story of Joseph vividly illustrates the truth, or this truth. After being sold into slavery by his brothers, he was falsely accused by his master's wife and imprisoned. But in the midst of those terrible times, the young man experienced God's presence and favor. Joseph probably did not fully comprehend the Lord's intentions, but later, as second in command to Pharaoh, he understood God's purpose in allowing those difficult years. In the end, Joseph testified to what he knew to be true. His brothers had meant to harm him, but God used all the hardship to accomplish His good plan. When troubles hit, remember what is true and take heart. The indwelling Holy Spirit has the resources to provide what we need, equip us for any challenge, and sustain us with His presence throughout the dark days. Nothing can stop the purposes of our Lord from being carried out. Okay, I'm trying to figure out where to start with this one, because this one, there's a couple different routes that we could pursue throughout this one. And the one that's speaking to me is more or less in the dark times of our life. How have we seen God use those dark times in our life for good, for His purpose, right? And I know that, um, well, at least I feel Vince would have a lot of good things to kind of draw from in this area. Um, I think it's up to you, Vince, but I feel like this is up your alley more than it is mine or anybody else's, really.
Maybe a scooch.
Not
Right
saying
now, I'm just kind
I was just gonna
of.
preface and say
read
no.
through.
It's not like none of us have dark times. I'm not saying that we all have our version of dark times. So I just want to preface that. So
Well, if you want to dive into it, I'm still stuck on the fact that Potiphar's wife is not named. Her name is forgotten. She's just Potiphar's wife.
Good catch.
She got
that is interesting. Like not even
she is erased
memorable.
from the story.
Yeah.
The vain and tempestuous woman was who's known only for trying to draw Joseph into sin is her actions are all that remain, because there's no good that comes from her in the end, because it's Joseph's story, right?
Mm-hmm.
But
that is interesting. So, Vince, do you want to dive into this a little bit further than I guess the surface level of this, or expand upon um just from your perspective on things, or do you want to? I'll obviously
yeah,
leave that to you.
I'm forming a thought. So think about Joseph, right? Think about what he's going through. He had a vision, and his brothers didn't like it, sold him into slavery. He was sold down the road into Egypt. Basically, if you want to think about it this way, Country Bumpkin got sold into slavery in the big city. That's kind of like this is little guy in a big city kind of vibes, right? But Joseph, we get one part of the story here, which is the story of him being in the house of the captain of Pharaoh's guard. He doesn't know where he's going to end up, even on the road to Egypt. He has been sold into slavery. He does not know that he is going to end up in even a good house. right? He's going to end up serving somebody who has some kind of authority. He could be where he's going at that point, he doesn't know. He doesn't even know that he's going to end up serving in a place that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
This could be the fields somewhere where he is, breaking his back, or he could be going to mines somewhere to mine salt, which is not a fun thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
Then he's in the house, right? And he's dealing with this problem of this woman who's coming after him and everything that he's put together at that point, because he's gone from one trial to another.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're in each of these trials, you're not looking at the big picture. You're looking at that day. What is that day going to look like? What am I going to do on this day? And so we talked, the talks about Potiphar's wife, and that I'm going to bet Joseph spent a lot of time avoiding this woman, making sure that he was never in the house with her at the same time, making sure he was never alone with her. And then finally, she catches him one day. Like he would tried so hard to avoid this problem that he had to live with, that he was stuck with. And he managed it, and he managed it, and he managed it until he couldn't anymore.
Yeah.
And it caught up with him. I wonder what would have happened if he had talked to Potiphar about it.
I don't know. The response that he gave, I mean, obviously he did what was right, because it said he refused. And then he says, "Behold, with me here, my master does not concern himself with anything in the house, and he has put all that he owns in my charge."
Mm-hmm.
And I like that response to me is it's like the right response is what, you know what I mean? Like it was the right thing to say.
Well,
In the way he
I
said
was
it.
just you can be so caught up in your circumstances that taking a step to really rectify it, because he would have had to have stepped out of, I won't even say a comfort zone. He would have had to step out of the dynamic of power in that he was in. He would have had to gone to his master and say, "Your wife is accosting me," which would have been a dangerous thing.
And that's what I was going to say, is at that point, Potiphar would have went back to his wife, and it would have been Potiphar's wife against his word, and yeah.
Right, but then he ended up getting thrown in prison anyway.
Yeah.
Right.
He got thrown in prison anyway. But then on the way to prison, he doesn't know how that's going to go. He's not been in an Egyptian prison that we know of up to this point. He may even know that, like, you know what? Potiphar's been around some of these people. He's talked about it. It's not real great. But then he's protected there as well. And God is with him. And they entrust men into his care, and that he rises to something more than just a prisoner, that he is over. It doesn't say exactly what kind of authority he has, but he has authority within the prison. He is a prisoner, but there is still a hierarchy.
Yeah,
right?
it says the
But
chief jailer. Like, I wonder what I'm gonna look.
We can go back to what we talked about yesterday, and that Joseph, in everything he's doing, is simply doing the right thing. He is being obedient all along the way, and that serves him well as he serves others. But when you're dealing with going through a difficult time, getting caught up in your circumstances can be difficult. What am I trying to say? I guess that's where I was going with, he needed to go. Where I was going with him talking to Potiphar, that's somebody who was there, who was a superior, who could have given him advice at least. Right? He could have given him guidance. because he maybe didn't have to say, your wife's after me. He said, hey, one of the women in the house is accosting me and won't leave me alone. And then wait for, advice on that to get perspective. Because then he could have maybe avoided this, though that wasn't God's plan. But if we're just talking about, and this doesn't quite translate, right, to my own particular situation, I think. Because yes, difficult times, there's darkness, but we know how Joseph's story turns out. We know how his family comes down into Egypt and a great nation arises out of it. But it's hard to see from a difficult time that you're in, a dark time that you're in, how God can take that and turn that into a great nation.
Mm-hmm.
Or if it may mean accepting that, you're not Joseph, right? You're not, a great nation is not going to be made out of you, but obedience is required nonetheless.
Mm. And to correct myself, Joseph was not called the chief jailer. I read that wrong because at the end of it, it says, "But the Lord was with Joseph and extended kindness to him and gave him favor in the sight of the chief jailer." I don't know why I thought that he made him the chief jailer, but it's kind of crazy because in 22 it says the chief jailer committed to Joseph's charge all the prisoners who were in the jail. So, according to old Google's here, it says the chief jailer, the common duties of a chief jailer is facility security, staff management, and inmate welfare. Um, and they are a senior law enforcement or corrections official responsible for the overall day-to-day operations, security, and administration of a detention center, right? So, looking at this, it says, the chief jailer committed to Joseph's charge all the prisoners who were in jail. And then it says, so that when whatever was done there, he was responsible for it. So, this guy basically gave all the authority over to Joseph and was like, it's up to you. Like,
Run it.
you do it.
Yeah, well, you understand why, though, right? Joseph, he was doing well enough, and that I guess he had a good enough reputation that the jailer's like, hey, I can just have this guy
Hmm.
do all of my work
Yeah.
for free
Yeah.
because he's in jail.
Yeah, and that's what it says in 23. It says the chief jailer did not supervise anything under Joseph's charge, which would have been everything under his charge. So, like, he just basically was like, I don't have to do anything. Like, I'm done. Like, go ahead, Joseph. But I like the end of it, though. It says, because the Lord was with him, and whatever he did, the Lord made to prosper. So, you know,
I think that's the big takeaway, is that the Lord is with you even in dark places.
yeah.
That,
Mm.
if you're having health problems, if you are going through work difficulties, if you're out of a job and searching, if you are having family problems, the Lord is with you in dark places. And the only thing I could even suggest is that, read the Bible, study to learn that obedience and what's required of you day by day.
Mm.
Because what I see in this is that kind of that same old thing, is that Joseph did the things required of him correctly day by day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he also had a gift. He had a gift for prophecy, right? And no, that's right, interpreting dreams. He could interpret dreams. He had a gift for that. And so, but it was that gift would never have been used if he wasn't being obedient in the meantime. He
Yeah.
never would have found his way into that position.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because if we go further into Genesis, at some point he interprets the dreams of two prisoners, and he says, hey, once you get out, remember me, go tell, who does he say? Go tell Pharaoh or go find my father. I forget what he says, but they forget about him until the Pharaoh starts having these dreams and can't explain them. And then they're like, one of them was a cupbearer to the king that says, "Hey, I remember this guy." Right? There's a couple of years though where he's just in prison still. It's not right away. It's not one thing after another that just keeps falling into line. This story takes time. It's compressed here and it takes a few minutes to read, but that's all. But this is years of doing the right thing and following the path that's put before you.
Yeah. That's good. Man, that was a good, man, you did a really good job with taking that whole book or that whole chapter and breaking it down to really relate it to the topic. Um, because that's one of those things that I struggle with is taking the whole thing and then seeing the picture out of it, like of what it's saying, without me having to go back and reread it and then break it down by sections to understand each section more. And then, so your ability to do that is just, um,
Part of it's just the humanity in it. Like there's humanity in this, but it can just read like this happened and then this happened and then this
Yeah.
happened.
yeah.
But there's a whole person here
Mm,
who's experiencing these things.
yeah.
And imagine being knocked unconscious and you wake up bound on a wagon heading down to Egypt. You have
Mm,
no idea where you're going. You have no idea what's going on. You don't know who these people are. It's basically, I don't know, you've seen Gladiator. There's that part he wakes up and he's just bound on the back of a wagon, has no idea what's going on, like that kind of thing. And it's hard to imagine a lower place than that.
mm,
And that's what he experienced. And then after things start seeming like they're okay, they're going pretty good, I've got a good thing going here, and then Potiphar's wife won't leave him alone and messes it all up.
yeah.
Because at that point, he probably would have been okay with just taking care of Potiphar's household because he doesn't want for anything.
Mm,
And he's doing a good job, and maybe one day he can avail himself of his freedom legally and just be done with it. But God had better things for him. So he wrecked that. And when those things fall apart, it can be difficult to look at what you lost and go, yeah, on to the next thing,
mm,
because we care about the things we do. We care about the things in our life. And seeing something fall apart is not fun exactly because you can't see what is to come. You have to have a little bit of faith. You have to have trust.
yeah.
And you have to have hope.
Good words. Mr. Kyle, what did you take away from this?
I mean, the entire time I was just thinking, like, man, like my problems really aren't problems; they're just inconveniences. I mean, at the end of the day, like I still have a roof over my head. I still have, my life. I still have my family. But with a lot of what Vincent was saying, it's, you could be caught up in that storm of, inconveniences and unfortunate, circumstances. But at the end of the day, do you have your eyes fixed on God to get you through those hard times and maintain the prospect that he will, because everything that he has for you is for your good. You may not like it, but being that faithful servant and getting you through is ultimately all that he wants out of you. In the end, it'll work out for you. And I say all that as even I still have trouble with that. Even I still have a hard time fixating on God and not on my problems, and trying to get through the challenges, trying to get through the storm, and not taking that step back to really look at the circumstances, not necessarily to see like what the end result is, but just trying to control the chaos.
Mm.
Like I still have a hard time with not 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 believing that God has me, but being afraid of the failure on the other side when I need I'm still working on
You're still
putting
grappling
that
with
faith.
grace.
Yes. Thank you.
And that's a common thing. That's not
Oh
that's
yeah.
not something that just you have struggled with. I've struggled with that as
Oh
well,
yeah.
like many of times.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah.
just there's that verse that says His grace is sufficient. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
that's something that not all the time feels to be true in our circumstance, but that is the truth, no matter if we feel it to be true or not,
Right.
right?
Right.
And that's the part that we have to remember.
Well,
Um,
I mean, and that's what's so great about surrounding ourselves with other believers to
mm,
get like that steady kick in the face of that reminder.
yeah.
And I mean, and I mean, again, like looking at this example with Joseph, you know, in the ever shifting circumstances that he had that were just you know difficult
Mm,
after in every turn. Who did he have around him as that reminder?
yeah.
He had God.
Mm, yeah.
So, and that was enough.
Hmm. So what I'm seeing when I look at this, like obviously Vincent did just a great job explaining it, like in relating it back to the
Mhm.
devotional. Um, but we always kind of it's hard for me to sometimes do what he did, but it's really easy for me to see it throughout, like played out through my life, like going back to different times and seeing his handiwork and even now, like to where I'm at now, to go back and realize that all the I wish I wish there was words to explain where I was the moment that he called me back to him. Like that wasn't a hardship as in um what Joseph experienced, or losing a loved one, or it was mental. It was like I was just it feels like I had died mentally. Like I'd just given myself over to the world. Just angry. Like there was a lot of things about, but like it was always just this storm inside my head. It was always just this dark place all the time. And
Mm.
that was my hardship. Like that was probably the roughest part of my life that I can remember. Uh, going when my parents got divorced, everybody thought that was so hard on us kids, but like it didn't really impact me much. Like that wasn't like a something that just messed me up for years, right? But there was a lot of things between, you know, 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, like that period of time. I remember neglecting my wife, like, choosing to go out with guys on motorcycles, club stuff, choosing that over family, choosing everything over family, and then like battling depression, battling anxiety, battling all sorts of mental things. And then it got to a point to where it felt like every day I woke up in complete darkness. Like that's the best way I can describe it. And but when I look at it now, it's like, man, all I can see is his good plan through that. In that I couldn't see it. You know what I mean? Because I didn't know him. I wasn't my eyes weren't opened to the possibility that he could use this for good. But now that it's happened, like when things do come, that is now the thought. He can use this for his good. This can be used to glorify him. Like it's not necessarily me being trapped in the situation. It's realizing that God's glory can be revealed in this. It can be shown in this. Um, and that it all works according to his good plan. So, just throughout life, like you can look at those difficult periods of time, you can look at all these things, and you can see him in those. Um, and sometimes it's harder to see his good plan in certain things too. Um, it's not always easy to see that his plan is good, even through tragedy, even through all these things. Um, but that when I was reading through this, that's the part that caught my attention, was just that, and just relating back to it from a personal level. And it talks about at the end here. It says, "Equip us for any challenge, and sustain us with His presence throughout the dark days." And there's something different about going through those dark times without God and going through those dark times with God. Because when you're going through it with God and you're trusting Him and you're leaning on Him, and you understand that, His plan is good, that it all works out according to His good plan. There's hope in those dark times. Like, we live with hope. But when you don't have them, those dark times, what hope do you have? You know what I mean? Like, what hope? And that's the part that got me for a lot of years, is there was just no hope. I tried to fill that darkness with all sorts of things. And at the end, it just left me with no hope. Like, I'm never going to get better. I'm always going to be angry. I can't seem to overcome these things. But now it's like, man, something comes up like that, I have hope. And I know that, it's not going to be like this. You know, God will work it out according to His will. And that gives a lot of hope, and that gives, some encouragement through that, to keep going. And then that last sentence: "Nothing can stop the purposes of our Lord from being carried out." So, just to sum it up with my thoughts on that, that's what I get from it. So, um, I mean, what do y'all think as far as that goes? Like, was there anything that maybe you disagreed with, or that y'all saw a little bit differently, or um, what do y'all think?
I mean, I have known you for quite some time, and
Well,
I have. Go ahead.
I mean, I'm not talking about like my story. I'm talking about just in
Oh,
general, like,
okay.
you know the you know the dark times of, when we experience dark times without knowing God versus experiencing dark times now knowing God and who He is. Like that difference. Like that difference in
hmm
how we know that His good plan will prevail, but
hmm
for somebody that doesn't believe, going through a dark time,
Right.
what hope do they have? You know.
There's an interesting quote from C.S. Lewis, and it's just an observation, and it's that the people who've done the most good in this world tend to be the ones who are most concerned about the next. And the people who've done the most good in this world tend to be the people who are most concerned about the next world, not this one. They're most concerned about the hereafter and who they are here and now, how much it matters, and therefore doing the right thing
Mm.
here, and it matters for the next world. And that's and we're talking about, you talked about being that same old person.
Mhm.
and how you never really it took a change in a different area to get changed there.
Mm.
And it's interesting how, you didn't do it, you didn't have some revelation so you could change, but you had a revelation and then it caused you to change.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
There was a time when I was, I actually, for a long time, I suffered from depression.
Mhm.
I tried medication one time for a while, didn't really work, actually kind of made it worse. But just those feelings and just not being able to get away from them,
Mm-hmm.
and generally apathy and towards most everything, except for like my core, interests,
Mm-hmm.
right? I had those and I would go back to those, but even those you run out of time or novelty or money, and you can't pursue them as much as you want, right?
Yeah.
You can't fill, and you're trying to fill up a hole inside of you with those things, and there's just not enough of them in the world to do it. But those things are gone. Not gone. I
Mm-hmm.
still have days when I'm like, man, this day's kind of dreary.
Yeah.
I've got sad. Maybe I feel a little depressed, but in those moments, it's not everything. It's not all of existence is this way. It's that I'm feeling this way right now. And he's with me in those dark places too.
Mm-hmm.
And I may feel this way right now. I'll probably feel different later. That I am not this feeling. I am not this darkness. I am not X, Y, or Z emotion or circumstance that is going on right now.
Mm.
Because in the end, we believe in the hope and promise of Jesus Christ. And even if I died right now, like, we still have that hope. We
Mm-hmm.
have that victory,
Yeah.
no matter what's going on today.
Yeah.
And yeah, there may be people out there going through way worse than us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not me. There are.
Yeah.
Yes. There's people out there going through way worse than us right now. But that doesn't change our circumstances. That doesn't change what we're called on to do.
Yeah.
But, you start being obedient and X, Y, and Z, and you'll find, I think, for most people, that you start getting something you didn't ask for.
Mm-hmm.
He starts uprooting things that you weren't even thinking about. He starts changing things that you weren't asking to be changed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You were talking about like people going through worse than what we are. And what came to mind is like the people in Africa that are getting persecuted, and yet they don't let that stop them from worshiping and living for God every day, no matter what. Like in the face of persecution, they still choose God over anything. And like they have like I envy that that part, like their reliance upon God. You know what I mean? Like because through their suffering, like that is all they have. And I'm like, man, I'm so spoiled. You know what I mean? Like it's I'm so comfortable. And here these guys are, and like they are all in, and that's all they have. And I'm like, man, what a humbling thought sometimes. And I think we should kind of put ourselves in that mindset from
Well, and,
time to time.
Understanding the choices people make,
Mm,
like understanding being told, like, deny Christ or die.
yeah.
We don't know how we want to react a certain way, but we don't know what that's like.
Mm-hmm.
But it's kind of like the idea of there's no good in bragging about being free of any certain sin if you've never been tempted of it.
Mm.
Mm.
Like saying that, chastity does no good for the man alone on a desert island. It's what you've been given that matters.
Yeah. That's a good line. That's a funny visual.
Like, I'm pure as the driven snow. Like, you're alone.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
that's I was trying to contain my
I'm gonna
laughter, but man, when I thought about that, I was like, that is funny.
well, and
huh,
then,
I'm gonna
there's
add
people
that to
who
my
aren't.
quotes.
There's people there's people who aren't tempted
Right.
by
Yeah.
certain things,
Yeah.
and that's good.
Hmm.
You're not tempted by those things. But simply not being tempted by it doesn't mean that you're better than somebody who is. And you're definitely not better than somebody who is tempted by that thing but abstains.
Yeah. Yeah. Man, that abstains part, that one's been interesting. Uh, I was talking about this last week, how I'm on, I don't know what day this is, like, I think about a week now, maybe a little over a week, uh, of relying on scripture and like going to God wholeheartedly in the midst of temptation. And like when I come out, when God brings me to the other side of this, the appreciation I'm gonna have is gonna be beyond measure, because I know 100% that it'll be because of what He did, not because of anything I did. And it's just, but that abstaining from things like that, man, that is rough sometimes. But choosing it, you know what I mean? Like choosing to. That is the part that we're called to. Choosing to abstain. And man, whew. Mm. Been a interesting like week and some change as far as that category goes. It's weird, like some days super easy. Some days rougher than others. Some days you're so busy that you don't even give it a thought. And then there's some days that you think you're doing really good, and then boom, because you thought you were doing good, it feels like you get attacked 20 times harder. And it's just like this crazy realization of like, that scripture that I read often that was sent to me is, we don't wrestle with flesh and blood, but rulers and principalities, you know, and it just makes me see that even more, I guess, to know that it's like this is an attack. It's not my flesh that I can't resist. It's coming from this. You know what I mean? It's such a wild thing. I don't know.
Eh,
This is off topic at this point, I think, but
well, no, I mean, I'm curious if subconsciously and psychologically, if that helps because it gives you an enemy to go after instead of yourself.
no, it's not that I go after an enemy, it's I go to God. You know what I mean? Like that's
Mm,
the reliance. That's what's changing. It's not that
that's a valid point. That's a valid point.
I'm pursuing him. Like I'm
Yeah,
depending
yeah,
on him.
yeah,
Like I'm
yeah,
standing on the truth
yeah.
that's in his word and reciting it when I need to. Um I don't know. This is a little bit different from other times of trying.
Hmm.
Um it's different. So we'll day at a time. This one was really hard to. I don't know if it. I hope it's helped somebody. Like for me, it's more like a reflection message. Um, I haven't really experienced any dark times lately. I'm not saying that I won't, but for me, this is reflection and it's learning. If anything, it's learning about the story of Joseph. Like now, I understand the story of Joseph and how this applies to it, which is good. So I did take that away from it. Um, but other than that, like I don't know if I have anything else to add. If I'm being honest, I just don't.
Mhm.
So if y'all have something y'all want to add and kind of go down a hole with, and let's do that.
Oh, I mean,
I mean,
for
I'd
for
just
me,
echo what you just said that, I hope this has helped somebody. If you're out there and you listened,
Mm,
I hope that you you may have dark times that seem really dark to you, and he's there with you.
mm,
And we've talked about, some really dark stuff that's happened to happening in the world right now that happens to people.
mm,
But then again, we all know people who have taken their own lives, and it looked like they had everything together.
yeah.
And you don't know what people are going through, and what feels like darkness
Hmm.
may look like light from the outside.
Yeah. That's a good point. Yeah, Zach, that's a good point. It isn't just day by day; it's moment by moment. And I was talking to a friend of mine, and I said, it seems crazy in those moments where temptation comes. Have you ever noticed how, when temptation comes, how long it feels like? Like, have you ever realized that, like, 5 minutes of temptation might seem like you're struggling for hours mentally, and you come out of
Hey
it?
Matt,
Yeah.
have you ever tried running?
dang.
No.
Because if you get into it and you get real tired and you got to keep going, you're really tempted to stop. And
Mm,
time actually like stretches.
mm,
Like you can feel it stretch.
yeah.
Like it can go from like this feels fine, I'm doing fine, to like what used to be 10 minutes now mentally is an hour.
Hmm.
Like I've been running mentally. This should have been an hour and it's been 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Like so yeah,
Yeah.
that and that's another temptation. Like I'm tempted to stop. I really want to stop. Man, I'd love to stop. You know what sounds really good right now? Stopping. Stopping sounds nice. You know what's like, hey,
But is that
hey,
from
you
the
want to go to
enemy?
bed?
Like when you're
Like
running and you want to stop, is that something from the enemy though? Be-
I mean, you're just out running. It's
yeah.
not maybe it's not the enemy, but it's a reflection. If it's not, it's a reflection of how the enemy works, right? That when you're weakest,
Hmm.
that's where the attack comes the hardest.
Hmm.
And that's where, you have that voice that won't stop.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, and I don't know if this will make you proud or not, but Matt, you'll understand. I have a mock PT test on Friday, and I will be running 2 miles. Your voice will be in the back of my head now. Now that you have said all of those, like it would be so nice to stop, wouldn't it? That's gonna be in the back of my head
Stop.
now.
Don't you want
You,
to stop?
I was gonna say you're just gonna live in my head rent free now for those 15 minutes that are gonna just feel like an eternity.
That's probably not a good voice to have in the back of your head. As you want to stop, don't you? Like, is that motivation to
You-
keep going?
oh, it would be so good just to stop now, huh?
I knew a guy one time. He stopped. It was great.
The only thing that's going to combat that is Forrest Gump just repeating in my head. I was running.
You gotta. I don't know. I had the tiger on repeat, but just in your head. Like you have that recording ready to go. Like not the whole thing, just the intro, over and over and over again.
I had to end this one on a funny note. Ah,
All
I look
right.
forward to hearing about it.
hmm?
I look
You're
forward to
looking.
hearing about it.
Oh no, you shouldn't.
At least,
Cool.
are you gonna have any of your friends sitting there watch you?
Oh, it's gonna be the entire squadron. So
Justin was a civilian, and he came and watched me PT test for the reserves, and watched me as I failed. Like
that's so
it was
rough.
it was the worst. I was
I've
like,
heard this story too. That's so rough.
the
Wait,
story
Pastor
behind that is
no, what
uh-uh,
our
Oh,
buddy Justin.
like,
no,
because that would just
no. comes in with the eyeballs. No,
See, you're just lurking in the shadows this entire
well, I
time.
was
There he is.
concerned because that means he has ammunition he's not using.
no. My buddy Justin. So I've been friends with this guy named Justin since like 08, 09. And he's one of the people I pray for every night. Just throwing that out there, Justin, if you hear this. But so I have to go do a PT test, and I'm like, mind you, I've been out since 14. It is now 2020, or no, 2000. No, it was 2020. Yeah, it was 2020, right before COVID or right during COVID or something. And I have to go PT test. I tell Justin, I'm like, I have to go PT test. What time? I was like, I think at 10. I'll be there. I'm like, wait, this wasn't an invitation. I was just telling you I have to PT test. He shows up and just watches me like fail completely bad. And like, once you fail a portion, like you fail the whole thing. So like,
Yep.
you can't just,
Yep.
there's no
Yep.
point in continuing. So
But if you quit, then it's worse for some reason.
yeah, for
Even
some
though
reason
you know
it's
that you
worse.
failed. If you fail the first component out of 3 and you say, okay, well, I failed, I'm not going to do the
Yeah.
rest. Somehow that's worse than passing the other 2 and still failing.
So I got the
Get a
push.
minus on your athletic exam.
I got the push-ups down. I go to do crunches. And have you ever tried to compress a ball? Like
Mhm.
it doesn't compress, right? Like a little bit. It gives a little bit. I was trying to do crunches and I was done. Like at 15. I was like, I can't do anymore. And he's laughing. He's laughing watching as this guy is counting them. Justin's behind me laughing. And I'm like, oh, this is even worse. So what I did is I was like,
Crunch, not a squish.
something's wrong with my back. I gotta go to the doctor. So I went to the doctor and realized that I can't see a doctor because I'm in the reserves. And
Mhm.
I just never went back. just I was like, this is it. I can't pass this. Instantly gave up.
Man.
Yeah. Yeah, it was I've had some like not so proud moments when it comes to working out.
Oh, Justin was very proud. I'm sure he was excited that he was there.
Oh, he loved it. He thought it was the greatest thing watching me struggle to do anything. Like, I think he got more of a kick out of that than he should have, to be honest with you.
He
Because-
enjoyed it more than if he would have passed.
I'll tell you how much he enjoyed it. He went and told other people about it.
The sad part is he's still talking about that. And that's what I
Yeah.
appreciate about it.
Yeah, oh yeah. He still loves telling the story. And he will tell it if you ask him. So, one night I asked him not long ago. I was like, hey, you ever want to join in?
No.
I don't know. He might one day. That's the hope. Anyway.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you meant doing another PT test. My mind was still on that.
Oh no.
My bad.
No.
My bad. No,
was
I'm
like,
sorry. I
okay.
picked up what you were putting down there. I'm
I was
sorry.
like, geez, Debbie Downer.
My brain cannot handle those sharp 90-degree turns. You know that. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's funny. That is funny. All right. We need to get off here. I gotta go to bed. What?
Nothing. Nothing. I just know what tomorrow is bringing for you.
Shut up.
Kill him, Justin.
Yeah, he's in here. Yeah, go ahead.
No. Oh, throw on some good ones for me.
Choke him out again during warm up,
I was gonna say this time don't let him tap.
or just ignore it.
I was gonna say just
I
whisper
did.
like that. Shh.
Go to sleep. Go to sleep.
Oh, Kyle goes straight through a roundabout. Yep. Yeah.
Just Justin, R.I.P. Yep.
I'm looking forward to this. We need to create a group chat so that he could send pictures of you just passed out on the floor.
It's kind of hard to take pictures when you're the one choking somebody out.
No, once you're choked out, you have a couple seconds.
I'll
Take a couple pictures before you wake up.
I'll bring my little vlog camera and just set it up and just
Yes.
Tonight's devotional is brought to you from the floor of this gymnasium as and then start talking.
I can't move.
I can't move. You know how funny that would be, trying to do a devotional while you're practicing that? Like, you think I sound tired on my walk? Like, I'm gassed on my walk.
The funniest part is like all I envision, and I don't know, have you seen the video of like there's people sparring like right in front of the camera, but in the background like the kid gets thrown. like that's all I picture you and Justin.
I'm imagining like Matt's getting choked. Like, do you ever feel like your vices have you in a tight grip? Like,
We love you. We're praying for you. See you on the next one. And then just go out.
you gotta throw in a maybe there.
Maybe.
Oh, goodness gracious.
I wonder if these 7 people that are watching this just think, golly, why are we here? You know what I mean?
We gotta get the laps in. We gotta get the laps.
Why are we here? Why are they here watching us? Like, that's what they gotta be thinking. Like, why am I here? You know what I mean?
just bring us out.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's funny. All right, let's pray it out and give these solid people some time back. Oh, God. I'm going to say a special prayer for tomorrow, too. All right, here we go. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. Thank you for watching over us and protecting us today. Thank you for showing us your love throughout the day and your grace and your mercy and in all aspects of our lives. Thank you for encouraging me today through the lady at work. Just seeing her bold confidence, it sparked something in me. And Father, I pray that you would bless that lady. And I pray that what she said at work today would light a fire for other people, and that others would come to know you through that. Because that was awesome. I'm thankful to have gotten to witness it. But Father, the reason we were gathered there, and the topic around that was the loss of one of our coworkers. In tonight's devotional, we were talking about, you were with us in our darkest times. And I know and recognize that there are families out there that are going through some dark times, and we've all experienced them in our life. But Father, I pray that, for those of us that know that you're with us at all times, I pray that you would give that same peace to those that don't know you. I pray that you would be with them, and that your love and your peace and your mercy and your grace and um would just be revealed to them. You would be revealed to them, and that you would bring them comfort, in their dark place, and healing. And Father, I just want to say thank you for all the times that you've made yourself known in my life, in the dark times, the good times. Um, I'm thankful that you're there when I struggle. I'm thankful that I can run to you. Um, and I'm thankful that you've adopted me to where I can cry out, Abba, Father, like your word says. Father, I'm thankful for the relationship that I get to have with you. I pray for, I pray for everybody here tonight that you would watch over us and our families and protect us this week. That you would give us new wisdom as we spend time in your word, as we fellowship around other believers, as we continue out our week in our workplaces, that we would show the love of Christ to everybody that we come in contact with. That you would be revealed to everybody. That your light would shine through us. Father, I don't have a lot of words, but just want to say thank you, and that we love you, and that we're grateful, Father. Ask all these things in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Oh, all right. Well, all right. So I talked to Zach today and asked him how his stomach was feeling, and he said he's fine. So we will be on.
For now.
We'll be on as of right now tomorrow at 6:15 on the Grace Christian Fellowship Facebook page and the True North YouTube page. So, same as last week, I would encourage you to go watch it on the Facebook page for Grace. And if you haven't followed them or liked them, or um, it would be really cool if you would. That way you get an opportunity to see what we see each week and get reminded of when sermons come out, and you can go back and watch Pastor Zach or Pastor Justin when they preach. Um, it's an amazing church. God's moving in our church. And I think you'd be blessed by watching it. So, so to everybody here, join us on the Grace Christian Fellowship Facebook page. The links are in the comments and the description, both here on YouTube and on Facebook. So you can find the link to the Facebook page at any point. And so we'll be live at 6:15. I know Pastor Zach said that him and Callie are going to be on camera together. So we will actually get Pastor's wife in tomorrow as well. So it should be a very, very good conversation. We're going to go over 2 Timothy week. Is it week 2 or 3 at this point? I can't remember.
I think 2.
Is it 2?
3.
3.
No, we're
Or
3. Or is it
Yeah, because
4?
I stand corrected because I missed 1 week. So yeah.
yeah,
I think it's 3.
yeah, more than likely.
I
Let's
forgot
see.
my Bible,
Yeah, week 3.
so I didn't take notes.
Yep. So we're in week
So this should
3.
be fun.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch the sermon again tomorrow, just for a refresher. Because I remember bits and pieces of it, but I don't remember the whole thing, which is unfortunate. But yeah, hope you'll join us tomorrow, and we won't be back on here at 7:30 until Sunday. So y'all have a great week. We appreciate y'all stopping in and hanging out with us and doing the devotional with us tonight. And we will catch you again on tomorrow if you join us, or Sunday if you don't. So, with that being said, y'all have a great night. We love you, and adios.
Have a blessed night, everybody.
Bye-bye.